Valentine's Day is supposed to be about love. Red roses, candlelight dinners, surprises, social media posts, matching outfits, public declarations. But behind the filters and hashtags, there is a truth many people do not talk about. Valentine's Day doesn't destroy relationships. It exposes them. For some couples, February 14th is magical. For others, it becomes the day everything falls apart. Let's talk honestly about why. First, expectation pressure. Valentine's Day comes with invisible demands. You are expected to perform romance, to show up perfectly, to impress, to prove. And when love becomes performance instead of connection, tension begins. Some partners expect grand gestures, expensive gifts, surprise trips, public posts. Others expect emotional depth, handwritten notes, intentional time, vulnerability. The problem begins when expectations are never discussed. One person thinks, love doesn't need a special day. The other thinks, if you love me, this day should matter. And when the day arrives, disappointment speaks louder than affection. Unspoken expectations are silent relationship killers. Valentine's Day magnifies them. Second, comparison. Social media turns Valentine's Day into a competition. Couples posting roses bigger than bouquets. Luxury dinners. Proposal videos. Romantic captions. And suddenly, what was once enough doesn't feel like enough. Comparison poisons gratitude. Instead of appreciating your partner's effort, you start measuring it against someone else's highlight reel. Why didn't you do something like that? Look at what her boyfriend did. Other people are doing better. Love cannot survive where comparison lives, because comparison replaces appreciation with pressure. Third, financial strain. For many people, Valentine's Day brings economic anxiety. Not everyone can afford expensive gifts or fine dining. But pride prevents honest conversations. So one partner stretches beyond their budget to impress. Or worse, avoids the day completely out of shame. When money becomes the measure of love, resentment grows. Love should not feel like a financial test. Fourth, emotional neglect exposed. Some relationships are already running on autopilot. Conversations are shallow. Affection has reduced. Attention is divided. Valentine's Day suddenly demands intentional closeness. And when the closeness isn't there, the absence becomes obvious. It's hard to fake intimacy for a whole day. The silence at dinner. The forced smiles. The empty conversations. Sometimes, Valentine's Day doesn't create the distance, it reveals it. Fifth, unresolved conflicts. Couples who have been avoiding serious issues often hope a romantic day will cover the cracks. But unresolved pain does not disappear under rose petals. If trust has been broken, if apologies were never sincere, if communication has been toxic, no amount of chocolate can repair that overnight. In fact, the pressure to act happy makes the resentment worse. Sixth, the mismatched love languages. One partner buys gifts. The other wanted time. One posts pictures publicly. The other values privacy. One prepares a surprise party. The other wanted a quiet evening. Effort without understanding can still feel empty. And when someone says, after everything I did, you're still unhappy, frustration grows. It's not about effort alone. It's about meaningful effort. Seventh, insecurity. Valentine's Day can intensify existing insecurities. If someone already doubts their value in the relationship, this day becomes a test. Will they post me? Will they make it official? Will they show up proudly? And if those expectations aren't met, old wounds reopen. Sometimes the breakup didn't start on Valentine's Day. It started months ago with small dismissals, forgotten promises, and emotional distance. Valentine's Day just brought everything to the surface. 8th, performative love. Some couples are strong in public but weak in private. Valentine's Day becomes a stage. Beautiful photos, perfect captions, but behind closed doors, tension. And eventually, someone grows tired of pretending. Because love cannot survive where authenticity is missing. Now here is the honest truth. Healthy relationships do not fear Valentine's Day. They do not depend on it either. Because love is consistent year-round. The couples who survive Valentine's Day are not necessarily the richest, the flashiest, or the most dramatic. They are the most intentional. They communicate expectations beforehand. They understand each other's love languages. They are realistic about finances. They address conflicts before celebrations. They focus on connection, not competition. Valentine's Day should be an expression of existing love, not a compensation for neglected love. If your relationship struggles during romantic seasons, ask deeper questions. Are we communicating honestly? Are we comparing ourselves too much? Are we trying to impress others instead of connecting with each other? Are unresolved issues being ignored? Because the day itself is neutral. It simply magnifies what already exists. If there is joy, it shines brighter. If there is resentment, it surfaces stronger. If there is insecurity, it becomes louder. And sometimes, what is revealed cannot be ignored anymore. Breakups that happen around Valentine's Day often feel dramatic. But they are rarely sudden. They are accumulated disappointment finally reaching its limit. Now let's flip the perspective. Valentine's Day can also be healing. It can be a reset. A moment to ask, what would make you feel loved? How can we grow? What do we need to fix? Because honesty is more romantic than roses. Listening is more powerful than gifts. Consistency is more valuable than performance. If your relationship ended around Valentine's Day, do not see it as a curse. See it as clarity. Better an honest ending than a beautiful lie. And if your relationship survived, protect it. Do not let pressure define your love. Do not let comparison steal your peace. And do not let one day measure your entire relationship. Love is not proven in 24 hours. It is proven in daily effort, daily respect, daily presence. Valentine's Day does not break strong relationships. It exposes fragile ones. And exposure, though painful, is sometimes necessary. Because what cannot survive honesty was never built on strength. So as the world celebrates love, remember this. True love is not about perfection on one day. It is about intention every day. And that is the kind of love that survives any season.